You are a miracle of complexity, a symphony of trillions of cells, each one a tiny burning engine. But every engine produces exhaust, and in your body, that exhaust is called oxidative stress, the relentless, invisible force that contributes to aging, cellular damage, and the crushing fatigue you feel every afternoon. We spend billions chasing complex synthetic solutions. But what if the answer wasn't a new drug, but the oldest, simplest thing in the universe? The fuel that ignited the first stars, the ancestor of every atom in your body. This is the story of molecular hydrogen, the molecule that was there at the beginning and is now being rediscovered as a fundamental tool for human health. The molecule is dihydrogen, H2. It is the ultimate expression of simplicity. Just 2 protons and 2 electrons bonded together. It is the smallest molecule in existence, and that size is its unique advantage. It doesn't need a complex mechanism to enter your cells. It simply passes through every barrier. It is the fundamental building block of the cosmos, and now a fundamental component of cellular defense. We call it the Genesis molecule. This tiny gas is one of the most promising and scientifically grounded areas of research in modern longevity. To understand its power, we must start with its cosmic origin. Hydrogen was the first element to form after the Big Bang, coalescing into the first stars. Every element heavier than hydrogen, the carbon in your bones, the oxygen you breathe, was forged in the heart of a star powered by H2. It is literally the mother of all molecules. Its earthly story begins in 1766. A brilliant, reclusive British scientist named Henry Cavendish was experimenting with metals and acids. He isolated a gas he called inflammable air, noting that when burned, it produced water. Cavendish was a man of few words, but his discovery of hydrogen was a monumental step in chemistry. For centuries, however, hydrogen remained a curiosity, a lighter-than-air gas used for balloons and later, a powerful industrial fuel. The shift from industrial fuel to a subject of medical research happened in 2 stages. The first was a pioneering study in 1975, published in the journal Science, which showed that hyperbaric hydrogen had protective effects in a model of skin cancer. It was a hint of its therapeutic potential, but the mechanism was unknown. The true scientific pivot came in 2007. Dr. Shigeo Ota and his team in Japan published a landmark paper in Nature Medicine. They discovered that H2 wasn't just a generic antioxidant, it was a selective antioxidant. It was the first molecule shown to neutralize only the most toxic, cell-damaging free radicals, specifically the hydroxyl radical, while leaving the beneficial signaling free radicals alone. This discovery established H2 as a unique tool for mitigating oxidative stress. Following Dr. Ota's discovery, the research into H2 expanded rapidly. It started in Japanese hospitals, where H2 was studied for its potential to protect patients from the oxidative damage associated with certain medical procedures. It quickly spread to the world of elite sports, where athletes began using it to support recovery. Today, in 2026, the research is extensive. It is now a subject of intense study in longevity research, being explored for its potential to support cellular health and optimize human performance. Before we dive into the physics of how this tiny molecule actually ghosts through your body, I have a question for you. If you could flip a switch and reset one part of your biology today, your energy, your sleep, or your mental clarity, which would it be? Drop your answer in the comments. We're reading every single one to decide which master switch molecule we cover next. Now, let's look at the quantum reality of H2. How does this tiny molecule accomplish so much? It comes down to 3 unique, interconnected mechanisms that allow it to operate as a fundamental cellular support. First, high permeability via passive diffusion. This is the physics of its power. Most molecules are too large to pass through the cell membrane, let alone the double membrane of the mitochondria or the tight junctions of the blood-brain barrier. They are stopped by the body's natural defenses. But H2 is so small and neutrally charged that it diffuses instantly. It doesn't need a receptor or a transporter. It simply passes through, reaching the inner sanctum of the cell, the mitochondria and the nucleus, where the most critical damage occurs. This high permeability allows it to access areas other antioxidants cannot. Second, the selective antioxidant action. This is the most important part. Your body produces many types of free radicals. Some, like superoxide, are essential for cell signaling, immune response, and even muscle growth. If you neutralize these, you disrupt healthy biology. H2 is highly selective. It only reacts with the two most destructive free radicals, the hydroxyl radical and peroxynitrite. These are the bad guys that cause irreversible damage to lipids, proteins, and DNA. H2 reacts with them to form harmless water, leaving the beneficial signaling molecules untouched. It's a precision defense mechanism. Third, the gene expression modulator. H2 doesn't just clean up damage, it influences your cell's internal defense systems. It acts as a signaling molecule that activates the NRF2 pathway. Think of NRF2 as the master switch for your body's entire internal antioxidant and detoxification system. When H2 activates NRF2, it helps ramp up the production of your body's own powerful antioxidants, like glutathione and superoxide dismutase. It's a master signal that tells your body to enhance its own natural resilience. The cultural impact of H2 is a fascinating shift in how we approach health. It's a move towards simple, foundational support. In the wellness world, this has led to the rise of hydrogen hydrotherapy. The new trend is the hydrogen bath. The gas is absorbed through the skin, providing systemic anti-inflammatory support and being studied for its potential in skin health. This is particularly popular in 2026 for athletes and those seeking recovery. But the most fascinating new frontier is the hydrogen agricultural revolution. Researchers are now using H2-rich water to irrigate crops. The results are promising. Plants treated with H2 show enhanced resistance to environmental stress, such as drought and heat. They also show potential for increased nutrient density. This is a massive, quiet revolution that could impact the quality of the food we eat, all thanks to the Genesis molecule. The H2 movement is a cultural realization that the most effective support for the body may come from working in harmony with the universe's oldest, most fundamental principles. However, the dark side of H2 is not a biological risk, but a commercial one. Because H2 is a gas, it is the ultimate escape artist. The market is saturated with products that promise hydrogen, but deliver little to none. Many hydrogen waters sold in plastic bottles or aluminium cans contain negligible H2 by the time they reach you. The gas has simply evaporated or diffused through the container. The danger is not the molecule, but the dilution of the science. To get a studied, effective dose, you must use a delivery method that guarantees concentration, such as high-quality tablets that react with water in a sealed container, or dedicated inhalation devices. If you are not getting a therapeutic concentration, you are simply consuming expensive water. Here is how you actually optimize H2. To truly harness the power of the Genesis molecule, you must respect the physics. Here are the 3 most powerful, science-backed protocols incorporating the latest 2026 trends. First, the inhalation advantage. While drinking H2 water is a great general support, inhalation is being studied as a superior method for targeted support, particularly for the brain. Breathing a 2 to 4% concentration of H2 gas for 30 minutes delivers a massive, sustained dose directly to the brain. This is being explored for its potential to support cognitive function and recovery from intense mental stress. The concentration achieved through inhalation is significantly higher than what is possible through water alone. Second, the NAD+ stack. A major trend in longevity research is the synergistic stack of H2 with NAD+ precursors like NMN or NR. Oxidative stress constantly depletes your NAD+ levels. H2 acts as the protector, mitigating the oxidative stress and helping to preserve your NAD+ supply. By combining them, you are simultaneously protecting the cellular engine with H2 and fueling it with NAD+. It's a powerful combination for supporting cellular energy and resilience. Third, the timing window. If you are drinking H2 water, timing is everything. First, consume it on an empty stomach in the morning. This allows the gas to pass quickly into the small intestine and be absorbed into the bloodstream. Second, consume it immediately post-workout. Exercise creates a temporary spike in oxidative stress. Consuming H2 within 15 minutes of finishing your workout acts as a rapid response mechanism, helping to mitigate the damaging radicals and support recovery. Molecular hydrogen is a profound lesson in simplicity. It is a reminder that the most complex problems, aging, chronic inflammation, and cellular decay, are often addressed by returning to the most fundamental principles. You don't need to rely on complex, foreign chemicals. You just need to give your body the fundamental, life-giving element it was designed to run on. It is the Genesis molecule, and it is a key to supporting your body's original, resilient blueprint. It's time to go back to the beginning. It's time for Genesis. Here's your challenge. Pick one of the 3 protocols: inhalation, the NAD+ stack, or the timing window, and commit to it for the next 30 days. Track your energy, your sleep, and your recovery. Then come back and tell us, did the Genesis molecule flip the switch? Tag us with #molecule stories and #H2Genesis.